Rick's show on Amazon comes out last week,
And then
and I got to tell you something. You guys loved it. A lot of people have written in about the show.
getting great reviews.
It's getting a lot of good reviews.
Getting great reviews.
Can we read one of them right now?
Go ahead, pull it up. Pull up the which you could read Hollywood Reporter, the Independent, Forbes.
Why would Forbes do an article about you guys?
Because they think that we're going to be the richest actors.
Do you think you'll be one of the richest actors that ever lived?
To be honest with you, or do you want me to fuck around?
Either or.
Well, I'll be honest.
Dealer's choice.
I don't think about that kind of stuff because
You know who's number
if you have-
one?
hold on one sec. If you have expectations,
You know who's number one?
the best case scenario, they're met. Worst case, they're not. And if you limit your expectations and instead just practice gratitude for what you have, everything else, well, listen, I know it's not my birthday, but I'll still enjoy the icing on the cake.
Do you know who's number one on IMDb
I don't.
listed on the
Who?
show? Richard Glassman. Rick Glassman, Sue Ann Peen,
Yeah, hey, you know what they call me? The first lead.
Joe Montana.
Yeah,
Used to own Taste of Chicago here in the Valley.
yeah. From Airheads. He wipes his ass with his record contract.
Love. So good.
Yeah.
Which weed one would have woos? One would have woos. Let's weed of a woo.
See, like that kind of stuff. If you're doing a Netflix show later on called A Long Yard, people are going to think you're making fun of people with a speech impediment.
I did a show called Stutter Step.
Oh,
where
were there cheers?
it was a bunch of guys with stutters that were in a dancing competition, and it was really hard to like learn how to stutter with your mouth and with your feet.
Yeah, I remember when that came out. I auditioned, and it was long. And when I got home, boy, were my legs tired.
Tell me about it. There's no reviews online that I could find, but
I thought that you were just going to find one to read.
I was texting with my mom.
How is she? He?
They?
How are they? Your mom, I mean.
They're okay.
Yeah,
How are they? Your mother, I mean.
yeah.
That is actually quite brilliant.
When you say actually, I find it a little condescending.
Well, to you, I am. Aren't
To
I?
you, I whom?
Aren't I? Aren't I? What kind of watch is this, Richard?
It's an Omega.
The kid's got an Omega.
It's a classic.
It is a very nice watch.
My father got it for his bar mitzvah.
Jewish? How long you been Jewish?
Hey, since I moved to Hollywood.
Tell me about it.
Ask me that again. Cut that part out.
How
Ask
long
me
you
again.
been Jewish?
Since I moved to Hollywood.
Yeah. You know, the Jews out here, something else.
Yeah, careful. A long yard.
I hate long yard.
There's a long yard.
Kidding me? That's how I got into Stutter Step.
No, but listen, the Jews, they came out here, and yes, they started an industry because they were forced to. Because when you leave Nazi Europe, you can't travel with your brick and mortar.
Where is
you have
Nazi Europe? Is that still around?
Unfortunately, it's right here. It's everywhere you go.
Right here, right now.
You know, jokes aside, but also some jokes here because you got to tell them the truth is, anti-Semitism, it's never gone away.
Wow. We'll be right back after this message from the White Nationalist Party. So, look, I hope the show has been doing well. I'm sure it does.
Here's the truth, man. You might think heavy subject matter, autism.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to have the feels. I don't know if I want to feel life right now. I want
Mm.
something easy. I want to watch something like 30 Rock or Andy Griffith or Matlock
One
or
of the new shows, yeah.
Mean Girls, the play or whatever it is
Mm-hmm.
that you are into. But the truth is, listen, on its surface, it's about some autistic characters played by autistic people, brought in by a writer who has an autistic child. It's authentic, it's there, it's now, it's present, it's hot, it's hip, it's great. That being said, it's something we could all relate to. I would go ahead and say, hey, this show could be called Friends if Friends, didn't pick up on social cues very well and covered their ears a lot. But people could relate to this, and there's laughs. Are there cries? Yeah, guilty. The situations are set up to where we care about if you don't want to care about the characters of a show you're watching, check out Dave. If not, take that out. I didn't mean that at all. Take that out.
Leave it in.
If you want to watch a show that you don't care about the characters, yeah, check out Dave.
So we care about your characters on your show?
I thought I had a sneeze.
Is
What did you
everybody
say?
autistic on the show?
The three leads, Sue Ann, Albert, and myself, are all on the autism spectrum. The other three leads are not, although Joe Montana's daughter has a 34-year-old daughter. You guessed it, with autism.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of guest stars and reoccurring actors that play people on the spectrum. They're also on the spectrum, as well as there's somebody who's on the spectrum who plays a neurotypical person. And I was diagnosed with autism 5 years ago, so it's everything I've still been learning. I have a autistic friend before the show. Now I'm doing a show with all of these people on the autism spectrum whose characters are different than who they are, and you don't. I don't know which one I'm meeting. Because you're doing a scene with a lot of these people and they're autistic, and then you see them after, and you're like, I mean, it's an ignorant statement, but it's the truth. Like, you have these preconceived ideas of what autism is,
Mhm.
and then you meet somebody, and you're like, that's, and then they're all so different.
What is autism to you?
There's 2 ways of answering that. To me, I could tell you about my experiences. How would I define autism if
No, I'm trying to say when you
Right.
say you assume you know what someome's gonna be like when they're autistic, what does that even mean?
I don't. I'm saying I am aware that I don't, so it was
Mm.
interesting to question what is the character, what isn't. My obstacles with autism were, uh, and are, but definitely pre-diagnosis when I was a kid, lacking awareness that people have other perspectives in mind.
Yeah.
I always knew, I didn't assume, I knew that whatever I'm thinking, you're thinking, and I was wrong, and
I felt that way our whole friendship.
are you being serious?
Yeah, I feel like you were always, on your own plane, but I don't think you knew it. But I was always like, well, it didn't really matter. It didn't bother me.
Yeah,
If the room was too hot, it was too hot for you, but it was never that hot for other. Yeah, it's almost like if you smoke cigarettes, which you don't, but
I don't, and I don't drink.
if you did, you don't drink at
Coffee,
all. Yeah, coffee. But you've never had a drink.
not
You had
in
a drink on this show one
last
time.
time I had a drink was on the
It
show
was
with
the
you,
last
and
time.
yeah.
Never again.
Well, I don't know, I'm trying not to
Never
because
again. So if you did smoke, you don't smoke. But if you did smoke,
I
you
might
might
drink again.
light. You won't. You won't. So if you did smoke, you might light up a cigarette in a place where people go.
Opportunity presents itself and I'm interested. I'm
You
not gonna turn
won't.
it away just because
You
I said I wouldn't.
won't. If you did smoke, you don't smoke. If you smoke, you're in a room with people or there's windows and you're out kind of inside outside. You smoke on a patio. You would just smoke unknowingly that other people might be like, "Ow, don't smoke
That's a
here."
fair analogy. The smoke one I would know because I hate the smell of smoke, so I would
But
assume
you
other
don't
people
smoke.
do.
If you smoked, you love the smell of smoke.
First base.
Sure is.
Andrew,
I used to smoke.
cigarettes?
Hmm.
Did it make you feel like a cool boy?
I loved smoking cigarettes, but I smoked in private a lot.
Did you like when people saw you smoke though?
No, I
Why?
shamefully smoked because I thought people judged you when you smoked.
They do.
Mhm. That's why I hid it. I
Did you
didn't.
judge people when they smoke?
No.
Do you now since you've quit?
Yeah, scumbags.
You see somebody smoking,
No.
and people usually when they're smoking confidence.
See this? Everyone does this. The two fingers.
Well, how do you do it? Like this?
No, like this. I would hold the cigarette like this around my
Oh,
pinky.
smoking a cigarette
could hide
around
it.
your pinky like this is the equivalent of people saying "I'm well, thank you" instead of "I'm good."
I'm well.
It's just showing off.
Well, I no, but I'm doing it to myself. No one's there to see it.
It's like eating an apple in public. Just do it at home.
Like this. You hold an apple like this.
I hold an apple.
I hold it right by the core, right by the stem, and I eat around it and I spin it.
Do you know how I eat an apple?
Mm.
I take the stem off, and the first bite is the most awkward bite. And this isn't just about apples. This is life, baby.
Yeah, it is. Check in.
You take a bite from the top, you eat down, and there's no core that you don't eat anymore. I eat the whole apple.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I saw it on a thing, and I tried it, and I finished the apple, and I was like, huh. And now that's how I eat an apple. You don't have to eat around it. You don't have to throw away the hourglass,
Mm-hmm.
which is not only a waste of apple, it's a waste of time. Hourglass, time.
Is there sand in there?
That's where they get the saying sand.
Oh.
Seeing apples never discarded.
If you see an apple never discarded, it's because sand is there.
Well, that's the acronym. And then because it makes the hourglass, but that's why you eat the whole thing. That's where the saying also comes from its core.
Right.
Because it's good for you to the core. But if your only job is to keep a dentist away, enjoy the skin. If your job is to take in all the nutrients and sand, you eat the whole thing to its core.
An apple a day does not keep the dentist away.
No, but it does keep the doctor away. And you know what they call dentists? Doctors who want to, without
Be
borders.
doctors.
Yeah.
They're doctors who'd love to be doctors.
I had a dentist that had
I've
a
been
bit.
eating only apples for 38 years. I've had a lot of health issues.
Really?
I say an apple a day keeps the doctor away, so I just ate an apple every single day, and
That makes sense.
now it's troubled.
They say penguins are pink because of all the salmon and shrimp they eat. So maybe that has something to do with why
I'm pink.
Yeah.
I quit seafood in '94.
Do you like
Explain that.
seafood?
Love.
I like it I only like salmon or tuna.
That's it?
Yeah.
Trout, sea bass, grouper,
Can I do a trout first?
please. Oh, there it is.
There's a baseball player named Trout, right?
Mike, Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim,
Do you like Mike Trout?
owned by Disney. Love him.
You should get him on the
Guy
podcast.
hits fucking dingers. I love him.
Cut to a clip of a little baseball player hitting people in the penis. You should get Mike Trout on the podcast and offer him a trout and then just laugh for 45 minutes.
Mike Trout doesn't want to do this podcast. We've asked him about 150 times.
I could call and find out.
Ring a ding.
I don't know his number.
Me neither.